Hi cuties! Last year I made a video for the top 10 books I wanted to read in 2019, and I was gonna do that again this year. The problem is that I have more books that I want to read in 2020, and I couldn't narrow it down. So instead, we're following the 2020 theme, and these are 20 books that I want to read in 2020. First off, we're gonna talk about the 3 that I didn't get to in 2019. Yes, who couldn't read the 10 that I wanted to, I read 7 of the 10, is now going to make that goal higher for some ridiculous reason. That's a good idea, says my brain. But the 3 were Hocus Pocus and the all-new sequel. I'm going to read this immediately in October. It's already on my TBR for October. I'm going to do it. It's going to be the first freaking book I read in October. All right? That's what's happening here. But I gotta read this, okay? And the next is Cersei by Madeline Miller. Wanted to get to it, didn't get to it, gonna try. I don't know when I will be able to read this. Probably happen during a nano month because those are kind of my free-for-all months, and I can find this on audiobook. That's probably when this one is happening. And the last book that was on my top 10 to read in 2019, but I didn't get to, was Strange the Dreamer by Laini Taylor, along with its sequel, Muse of Nightmares. I really want to read this. I've heard amazing things. It's very strange. I don't know how to describe the plot of this. It's just one of those books that's gonna be a bit of a mind trip, and that's what I love. Hopefully I don't mess this up this year and I read those. And I have 17 other books / series that I want to do this year. Some of them I'm already planning on reading in certain months. Others, let's hope. And the first of which is Sky Without Stars by Joanne Randell and Jessica Brody. This is a Les Mis retelling in space. How can I not want to read this? I think I will read this in September during my long books month because this book is over 500. It's near 600 pages long, so that will fit with my September theme. It may happen sooner, I don't know. But there's also a sequel coming out. I thought this was standalone, but apparently not. The next is a trilogy that is now finished. The finale, if you will, came out this year, or this last year. Oh my god, it's 2020, get with it. And it's an author that shares the same first name with me, and we share the same initials, and that is Caraval by Stephanie Garber. I've wanted to read this for a long time. Deals with circus and stuff, and it looks really fun, and I want to read it. I don't know when I will get to read this one. We'll see when I get this done. Might happen as audiobook. Well, then this is one that I'm definitely reading next month, so I can actually say I'll have read one of these of the top 20. Why did I pick top 20? But that is Children of Virtue and Vengeance by Tomi Adeyemi. This is the second book in the Children of Blood and Bone series, which I loved. That book was on my top 10 of last year. Now I can have its sequel up. Excited. I am very nervous because, oh my god, I'm so worried about my characters. But I'm going to be reading this during my Black Authors Month next month. I'm probably going to read this first, not going to lie. And the next is These Witches Don't Burn by Isabel Sterling. This just seems so fun. It's witchy. It had quite a bit of hype. Sometimes hype really turns me off of a book, but because this is apparently, everyone's comparing this again to The Craft, and if you compare something to The Craft, I'm going to want to read it. I'm excited. And apparently this will also have a sequel coming out, I think this year. And I'm like, wait! All these books that I thought were standalones are not standalones now. So this is a book written by a vlogger that I have followed since 2007. Granted, I haven't been watching their videos as much anymore, but that is An Absolutely Remarkable Thing by Hank Green. I really want to read it. I've heard amazing things about it. There is another book that he's coming out with. I'm not sure if it is a sequel, but it feels like one because it's got similar look to it and a similar title. So I don't know. It just seems really interesting, and I really like Hank Green. I'm actually not a huge fan of John Green's writing, so I'm interested to see how much I will like Hank Green's writing. And next is a book that you probably heard about a million times over BookTube, but that is Scythe by Neil Shusterman. This is the story of reapers, and it's creepy, and I want to read it, and my poor copy is slit because I got a scratch and dent copy of this from bookoutlet.com. I now own all 3 of the books in the trilogy, so I can't wait to actually read it, hopefully at some point Don't know when this is going to fit into any of the months. I don't know, I'll figure it out. I'm continuing with the creepy book theme. We have The Bone Houses by Emily Lloyd Jones. I'm super excited about this book. I think it's going to be awesome. And I've heard about Zombie Goat. This just seems like a really good book and I'm really excited to read it. And I follow the author on Twitter and I think she's really funny and I like her and I want to be her best friend. I don't know much about it other than it deals with a girl who takes care of a graveyard and there's a zombie goat. That's all I know about it, but I really want to read it.
You're filming.
I'm filming.
I'm not on camera.
No.
You want me to be in camera?
If you want to be on camera.
No, I'm in camera.
Not really. You have to bend down really far.
Hi, cuties.
Do you want to introduce the next book?
Sure.
Cool. So this is part of the books that I probably will read in October.
Okay.
It's this book right here.
Wind Witch by Susan Dennard.
Yeah.
Dennard. And it's a nice cover. It's gloss. It's got some raised embossed on it. We like it because it's got lightning, like there's power, and he's holding a sword. And
yeah,
the font is readable for me, so I would read that book.
So Wind Witch, the Wind Witch series. I have 4 of the books in the series. Want to read it? Probably will read it in October during my witchy month. Thanks, Mom. And next up is a book by an author who I loved reading last year, and I'm very excited to read this year. I have heard mixed reviews from this book, but that is Starless Sea by Erin Morgenstern. I really want to read this. This might qualify. Oh, it doesn't qualify for big book. It's $4.98. Ah, no! I thought this was going to qualify for big book month. It doesn't. Dang it, I might let it sneak by. I don't know what this is about at all. I'm gonna be real. I don't care what it's about at all before I read it. I just want to read it and experience it. I love how she writes. I love her prose. I think she's great. And I don't know why people are not enjoying this one as much, but we'll see if I enjoy it. I'm keeping my mind open. Okay, next up is not like a new release or anything, but I finally have them. I have all of the books now except for the brand new one which hasn't released yet, and that is The Invisible Library by Genevieve Cogman. I've just wanted to read this. It seems like it'll be a really fun read. It seems like it'll be very librarians, and I want to read it. I'm excited. I now own the first 5 books in the series. The 6th one is coming out sometime this year. I'm not sure. I'll put it right here. Don't know when I'm gonna read it. Couldn't tell you. We'll find out. On that same theme, the other book I want to read is Ink and Bone, which is the Great Library series by Rachel Kane. This is another one. I finally own the books. It's been on my TBR forever, and now that I have them in my hands, I can try to read them. They give me, again, very Indiana Jones librarians themes. That's what I want. It's what I want to read. I'm really excited. This seems like such a fun read. And then of course, this list would be total bogus if I didn't include this book, and that is Wayward Son by Rainbow Rowell. I want to read this so bad, but it doesn't fit in the themes of my months yet, so I'm just hoping I can finish certain themes quickly for my TBRs, and then I can read this because I'm really excited to read it. I love Carry On, and I really want to read Wayward Son, guys. But I'm going to be a good girl. I'm going to wait until the time is right for me to read Wayward Son with Simon and Baz road tripping through America. Next up is a book I'm very excited to read. I think it's going to be beautiful. I'm considering it kind of a retelling, so it may fit in with my retellings month, but that is Spin the Dawn by Elizabeth Lim. Actually, I have another book of hers that will probably happen in the same month that I read this. It's not a standalone either. I thought this was a standalone, but it says right there, book 1 in the Blood of Stars duology. I don't remember anything right now. My brain has stopped working, but look it up. Just look it up. You do the work. I'm so tired. I'm so sorry. I should not be filming this video when I'm like this, but I am anyway. Next up is Shadow of the Fox by Julie Kagawa. I love Julie Kagawa. I loved the Iron Fae series. I thought it was really fun and good. I'm excited. This involves kitsune, which has been the kind of the trend one of the trends of this year, because Wicked Fox came out as well. Haven't read it, but not a lot of people seem to like that one. I have faith in Julie Kagawa's. She has the 3rd book coming out this year as well. I own the first 2, so I hope to be reading this one at some point this year. And we have 3 more books. This next one is one where people either love it or they hate it, and I'm surprised by that because it is by an amazing author. Ninth House by Leigh Bardugo. I'm excited. This is her first kind of adult book. Apparently there are a lot of trigger warnings that go along with it, which I'm a little wary about, which might make me not like this book because I am not into the culture of adult culture, in that everything adult has to be glorified and sexified and drugified and alcoholified. Not a fan of that culture, but it's Leigh Bardugo, so I'm going to trust in her. We'll see. And then next is by an author that I met last year, and I'm really excited. And I read one of her books last year. I'm very excited to read it this year in my June reads for LGBT month, and that is The City in the Middle of the Night by Charlie Jane Anders. So Charlie Jane Anders wrote All the Birds in the Sky, which I absolutely loved last year. This, I think, is more YA. I think this is her first YA book, so it'll be interesting to see how she now translates into YA world when she wrote really good adult books. So we will see how it goes. This is kind of a sci-fi book, so I'm excited. It looks really, really good, and I can't wait to read it. And, you know, it's signed. And final book that I want to read. This was the first book I pulled off my shelf because I knew I wanted to read this year. It's going to be the first book I read in my long books month because it's a long ass book. The Priory of the Orange Tree by Samantha Shannon. Look at this monstrosity. It is over 800 pages, I think. Hold on. There's some glossaries going on back here. It is 804 pages long, and I want to read this so bad. It looks amazing, and I can't wait. It's massive. It weighs so much, but I can't wait to read this book, okay? It's a whole giant world that I want to delve into. I can't believe I have to wait till freaking September to read it. But it's the first one I'm going to read in September. So, okay, there you have it, cuties. Those are my top 20 books that I want to read in 2020. Are you excited? What books do you guys want to read? Put them down below in the comments or on Facebook, Tumblr, and Twitter. I'll see you next time, cuties. Bye.